What if everything you've been told about self-improvement is only half the story? What if the real breakthroughs don't come from endless striving, but from a place of quiet surrender? It's a compelling question, isn't it? Because for so long we've been conditioned to believe that relentless effort is the key to success, when in truth, the most profound shifts often occur when we least expect them, when we stop chasing and start allowing. This is where this secret technique enters the picture, not as another tool to force a result, but as a gentle guide that reveals itself precisely when you need it most. You see, the common idea that we must always be pushing, reaching, and actively manifesting might be missing a critical piece. Now, let's consider this. What if the universe isn't something you have to conquer, but rather a responsive force that aligns with your deepest vulnerabilities and genuine needs? This isn't about bending the world to your will, but about attuning yourself to the frequency of your true desires. The secret is that the universe is not something that needs to be convinced, rather, it responds to us. It resonates with the honest vibrations of our inner selves. This secret technique is not about actively seeking, but rather, it's about creating the conditions within ourselves that allow it to find us. It's not about constant action, it's about a deeper form of resonance that's often overlooked. So this technique does not require you to take more action. It requires you to understand the right conditions and the right states of being. Here's where it gets intriguing. This isn't a technique you stumble upon by chance, or something you decide to learn one day when you are curious. This technique only appears, almost magically, when someone is in a state of genuine need, when external solutions have failed, and when you have looked inwards for the answer. Think of it like a key that only fits a specific lock, or a song that only plays on a particular frequency. This is a consistent pattern, a universal truth that appears time and time again in the lives of those who have faced profound loss, illness, or sudden financial hardship. It is when we reach the very edge of our perceived abilities that this inner wisdom comes to meet us. These are the circumstances that often make us reevaluate, and this is the moment of revelation we will be exploring today. But this technique is not new. It is something ancient, always available, but often overlooked in the noise of our daily lives. It operates on the fundamental principle of universal resonance, a timeless truth about how our inner state reflects our outer world. The conscious mind, constantly striving and analyzing, isn't the master here, the subconscious mind is. It is during the state akin to sleep, when the conscious mind softens, that the doors to inner guidance swing open. It's in this moment that the whispers of our soul are heard. This is not about forcing an outcome. It's about aligning ourselves with the natural flow of the universe and allowing the right opportunities to present themselves. This is the bridge between inner and outer realities, and the technique we are about to explore is the tool. This isn't just another self-help tool. It's a key that unlocks your inner wisdom, a way to realign with a deeper understanding of your potential. The technique we will explore can transform not just your circumstances, but how you perceive your entire reality. It's not about superficial changes, but rather a profound transformation that resonates at the level of your soul. This is not only a solution for financial stress or health worries, but a way to find deep meaning in the daily flow of your life. It's about going beyond surface-level fixes and truly understanding that you are a powerful being, capable of creating a life of purpose. And more importantly, this technique is available to you right now. The impact scale is tremendous. This technique isn't just about improving your life. It's about fundamentally shifting your perspective, creating a reality that aligns with your most authentic self. It's about moving beyond external solutions and tapping into the infinite potential that resides within you. This is a guide, not a command. It is the key that allows you to access your potential. And as we move forward, you will come to realize that the deeper knowledge isn't about the technique itself, but the specific state of being required for it to reveal itself. This is not about doing, but about being in the right state to receive the wisdom that is always available to you. The secret is that when you learn how to quiet your mind, the universe will guide you on how to proceed. Our core themes will be interlinked. True transformation comes from inner alignment, need acts as a catalyst for spiritual growth, and the universe responds to genuine intent. These aren't separate ideas, but interconnected principles that form the foundation of how the technique operates. They emphasize being rather than doing, a crucial distinction that sets it apart from typical manifestation teachings. All these themes hinge on a key idea. You have everything you need already. It only takes a specific inner state to unlock it. And when you understand this principle, you come to understand how this technique is not only powerful, but available to all. Now, let's dive a little deeper. Think of your inner guidance as a kind of spiritual GPS, a subtle compass that is always pointing you towards what you need most. It is a gentle nudge that helps you navigate the complexities of life. But we live in a world that's constantly demanding our attention, bombarding us with noise and distractions that drown out these subtle whispers. We often dismiss our own inner knowing in favor of external validation or fast fixes. We silence our intuition, and then we chase the answers elsewhere. And in those times, we are often the farthest away from the true solution. The core concept is this: the technique we'll be discussing isn't something out there, waiting to be discovered or purchased. It's always within you, a natural part of your being, but it only becomes accessible when you're honest about your deepest, most authentic needs. It's not about searching, it's about allowing. When you are vulnerable and open, that is when the technique will find you. It's about a shift in perspective, a move away from the idea that we need external solutions, and a journey towards inner wisdom instead. And that journey is always available in the quiet space between your thoughts. The technique works through the power of subconscious resonance, not through conscious effort or willpower. It is in the subconscious mind that our deepest beliefs reside, the same beliefs that shape our reality. This technique is not about forcing something to happen, but about gently aligning ourselves with the frequency of our desires. It is about allowing the universe to work with you. And that is why this is not a typical law of attraction formula, but something much deeper. The finding of this technique is a mirror, reflecting your inner state of alignment rather than an external intervention. It's not just about what you do, but who you become. Like a key fitting a lock perfectly, or a song playing clearly on the right frequency, this technique will appear as you become more aligned with your genuine self. Now, let me ask you this. How do you cultivate the deep need that triggers the unveiling of this technique? This is not about reaching an external condition. It's about reaching an inner state that allows you to understand the true depth of your desires. And that process of inward reflection is the key to this entire process. We are beginning to move past simple conceptual ideas and into the process of preparation and inner work. We'll be revealing the details later, but understand this. The technique we are about to discuss is profoundly simple, yet its impact is equally profound. It's something so common, so easily overlooked, that most people miss it entirely. But as we explore this idea further, you will start to understand the true meaning of this concept. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. As we move forward, we will explore in detail the ideal state for using this technique. You'll understand that this process is not linear, and that it is a journey of self-discovery. You'll learn that true wisdom isn't something you can simply learn, but rather something that you access when your consciousness is aligned with your deepest needs. The method will become clearer as we explore further, but know that the real power is in the state of being. And with that, let's move on to the next part of this journey together. Now, before we delve into the technique itself, let's address the crucial step that most people overlook: the preparation of your mind. You see, a restless mind is like a turbulent sea, constantly tossed and turned by the waves of daily life, making it nearly impossible to receive the subtle guidance we've been discussing. It's like trying to listen to a faint whisper in the middle of a crowded marketplace. The noise drowns out the wisdom. Therefore, the first step, before any technique can truly take hold, is to cultivate a state of mental calmness. This is not optional. It's a critical precondition, much like clearing a field before planting seeds or polishing a lens to see clearly. So how do you actually create this inner stillness? It's a more practical process than you might think. First, find a quiet space where you can be alone and undisturbed. This space doesn't need to be extravagant, but it needs to be your sanctuary. It's a place where the external demands fade away and you can turn your attention inward. Now, gently shift your focus to your breath. Don't try to change it, just observe it. Feel the air entering your lungs and the slow release as you exhale. Notice how your body rises and falls with each breath, creating a gentle rhythm that anchors you to the present moment. If your mind wanders, which it will, don't judge it. Simply acknowledge the thought and guide your focus back to your breath. This act alone has the power to calm the most restless minds, like a gentle hand soothing a troubled brow. And as you continue, allow yourself to release the tension you carry within your body. Acknowledge all the worries and daily stresses that cling to you, the subtle anxieties and the big fears, and picture them as clouds passing overhead. You are not these clouds, you are the sky itself. Vast, open, and undisturbed. Release the tension you carry in your shoulders, the tightness in your jaw, the subtle clench in your fists. Let it all go with every exhale. This process of acknowledging and releasing is not about forgetting your responsibilities, but about creating the space needed for true understanding to emerge. And in this stillness, something profound begins to happen. This is where the real work begins, in the quiet space, where the inner world starts to align with the outer world. So now, ask yourself, are you willing to prepare the ground for transformation before you plant the seeds of your desires? This stillness isn't merely an absence of noise. It's the fertile ground where new beliefs can take root, a clear pool of water that reflects the truth, and a quiet room where the whispers of inner wisdom can be heard. It's not about emptying your mind, but creating the optimal environment for change, like tuning a radio to the precise frequency that carries the signal of your transformation. And in this state of stillness, you aren't simply relaxing, you're actively creating the conditions for this technique to reveal itself. You are allowing your subconscious to open up, like a flower opening to the sun. You are creating the space for the technique to find you, and not the other way around. So how do we use this stillness to create this profound change? It is from this quiet space, this connection with something deeper, that the technique itself emerges, almost as a natural response to the inner work you've done. And as we prepare to delve into the method, it is important to understand that it's not an external force, but a way to tap into an internal energy that is always available. You are not reaching outside yourself for the answer, you are reaching within. And now you are finally ready to understand the process. And here is where everything begins to shift. The stillness you have just cultivated is like a key that opens the door to a world of limitless potential. And this is how the technique is revealed to you. In the space you created in your mind, the universe delivers the answer you have been seeking. Are you ready to finally see what it is? Now, let's unveil the core of this practice, the guided meditation that acts as a portal to your subconscious mind. The technique itself is remarkably simple, yet profoundly powerful, focusing on a specific mantra or affirmation that you will repeat. This isn't just a random phrase, it is a carefully chosen sequence of words designed to resonate with your deepest desires and reprogram your subconscious beliefs. And here it is. I'm already living my desired reality. Let these words sink in for a moment, feel the power they carry. This is not a hope or a wish, this is a declaration. A statement of fact, expressed in the present tense, as if your desired reality is already your current experience. This specific wording is essential, not accidental. It reflects the fundamental truth that your future is created in the present moment, and that the only thing separating you from your goals is your current state of mind. Now, let's focus on the cadence and tone you use as you repeat this mantra. It's crucial that the words aren't said mechanically, but with intention and with feeling. Feel the truth behind those words as you say them. The phrase, I am, is a powerful declaration of your very being. It anchors you to the present moment, and when you add "already living my desired reality," you are not just repeating words, but making an active statement of your future represent reality. The cadence is soft, gentle, but not weak. It is firm, but not forceful. It's like a gentle stream flowing smoothly into a vast ocean. It's the consistent and focused intention that begins to shape your reality. So now, say this with me, aloud. I am already living my desired reality. Notice the feeling that arises as you speak these words. But the magic of this technique does not stop at words alone. It expands and magnifies when you engage the power of visualization. As you repeat the mantra, begin to visualize your desired outcome with as much detail and emotion as possible. Engage all your senses. If your desire is financial abundance, picture yourself effortlessly paying bills, giving generously, and living in freedom. If your desire is vibrant health, imagine your body strong, energized, and pain-free. If it's loving relationships, visualize yourself surrounded by people who love you, cherish you, and respect you. Make it so vivid that you can almost touch it, taste it, smell it. This is not simple daydreaming, but a powerful tool to activate your subconscious mind. The key is to feel the emotions associated with your desired outcome. The feelings are the language of the subconscious. Feel the joy, the peace, the gratitude that comes with living in your desired reality. It's not just about seeing the picture, it's about embodying the experience. This is where you fully immerse yourself in the reality you are creating. When you combine the mantra with the feeling of your desired outcome, you begin to reprogram your subconscious mind with new beliefs. And that is where the real power of this technique lies, in its ability to reshape your inner world in order to change your outer world. It's not enough to simply repeat the words, you must embody them. Do you understand the power of aligning visualization with emotion? And the beautiful thing is, the technique works because it engages your subconscious mind through consistent repetition and emotional alignment. This is how you shape your reality, like a sculptor shaping clay. Every repetition of the mantra, every vivid visualization, is a small step towards creating the life you desire, like weaving a tapestry thread by thread. The subconscious mind is not reached by logical reasoning, but through the power of repeated thoughts and emotions. It is the consistent input that creates change. Your subconscious is always listening, constantly recording, always responding. And when you couple this with deep feeling, you are not just passively using a technique, you are actively shaping your own destiny. This is how you plant a new seed of belief. This is where inner transformation begins. Now, let's explore the importance of commitment and consistency, and here's where things get really interesting. You see, this technique is most effective when it is practiced consistently over a specific period of time. And it is not accidental that the recommended period is 21 days or 21 nights. There's a reason for this. Research has shown that it takes approximately 3 weeks to establish a new habit or belief. This isn't just a random number, but a specific time frame where new neural pathways begin to form. It's not about pushing yourself for a week or a month, but understanding the specific time that your mind requires to fully embrace a new pattern. This is not a suggestion, but a necessary commitment to yourself. This is the time where most people give up. They might start with enthusiasm, but as the days go by, doubt creeps in, and the initial excitement begins to fade. This is the crucial point where most people fail, the place where the transformation truly begins, and most people stop before they experience it. This is precisely why the 21-day night period is critical. It's not a punishment, it's a challenge, a test of your resolve, and a doorway into a deeper understanding of your potential. It's a proving ground for your commitment. And this is the point where you must not give up, you must continue. So here's my question. Will you succumb to doubt, or will you rise to the challenge? And you must understand that with every repetition, you carve a new path in your mind, like a river slowly changing its course over time. You are literally rewiring your subconscious and establishing new patterns of thought and belief. It's a gradual process, not an overnight miracle. It's not a sudden jump, but a gradual climb, one step at a time, every affirmation, every visualization. Every time you repeat the mantra, every time you feel the emotion, you are one step closer. It's like building a road, each session laying a piece of pavement, getting you closer to your destination. It's a progressive shift, not an instantaneous one, with each session solidifying the new reality. It is this consistent effort that creates change. And this is why it's so important to keep going, even when you don't see the immediate results. Now, here is where things take a slightly different turn, because as you continue to practice this technique, you will also understand the importance of letting go. And this is often the most difficult step for most people. After you've practiced the technique, you must release your attachment to the specific outcomes. Clinging too tightly to specific results can block the flow of the universe and create resistance. It's like trying to hold on to water. The tighter you grip, the more it slips away. It's the same with your desires. Trying to control when and how something should happen actually blocks it from happening. This isn't about surrendering your desires, but trusting that the universe has your best interests at heart. It's similar to planting a seed. You wouldn't dig it up every day to see if it's growing, would you? You trust the natural process. You water the seed, you give it sunlight, and you trust that nature will take its course. It's the same with your desires. You must plant the seed with intention, nourish it with emotion, and then trust that it will grow in its own perfect time. It is a process of faith, not control. It's like releasing a bird, allowing it to soar and explore, not gripping it tightly and preventing it from its natural course. When you release your need to control, that is when you allow the universe to work with you, not against you. So I ask you, are you ready to release the need for control? And here's the thing, faith isn't a passive state of simply waiting. It's an active trust in the process. It's knowing that everything is working out for your highest good, even when you can't see the full picture yet. It's not about blind hope, but active alignment. You take responsibility for your inner world and release the need to control the outer world. You keep tending to your garden and trust the process without needing to understand every single detail. It's about believing in your power to create and also understanding the natural unfolding of events. It is both your responsibility and a testament to the universe's support, working with you, not against you. And with that understanding, your faith is no longer a blind hope, but an active declaration. Here's something crucial. You cannot speak words of abundance while holding on to fear and doubt. It's like trying to fill a bucket with holes. Your inner state must align with your outer desires. And if there's any contradiction, it will undermine your efforts. The technique only works when your inner and outer realities are in alignment, when your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions are all congruent. It's not enough to simply repeat the mantra if you're still holding on to limiting beliefs. You must release the inner obstacles that are preventing you from receiving. This inner alignment is where true transformation begins, and you must be honest with yourself. Where do you still hold on to doubt? Now, as you continue with this practice, subtle changes will start to occur as your inner alignment begins to reshape your outer reality. It starts with the quiet whispers of synchronicity, where seemingly random events align perfectly to guide you. Perhaps you will suddenly meet someone who can help you, or find a resource you had been searching for, seemingly out of nowhere. These subtle signs are all confirmations that you are on the right path. It is the universe aligning with your intentions, confirming that the path you have created within is now showing up in your external world. You will start to notice unexpected opportunities, sudden insights, and a sense of ease in the daily flow of your life. These aren't accidents, they are reflections of your inner transformation. So pay close attention to the subtle shifts, because they're not just coincidences, but signs. You see, true growth often begins beneath the surface, like a seed pushing its roots deep into the earth before it breaks ground. The same is true with self-transformation. The changes often begin internally as a shift in perspective and a deeper sense of confidence. The external world is simply a reflection of your inner state, so it makes sense that the shifts would begin with your internal world first. It's a process that is gradual and deeply personal. It is a journey that requires patience and consistent effort. It's a silent dance between your inner and outer worlds, a symphony of synchronicity where you start to realize the subtle signs. And this is where you start to truly understand the power you hold. And as you continue along this path, you will also notice internal shifts, like a lightness in your step, a greater sense of peace, and a newfound confidence. You might find yourself handling challenges with more ease and resilience. You'll start to perceive your life from a place of gratitude and notice more opportunities that you never noticed before. It is a shift in perspective and a softening of your inner world that will allow you to experience the external shifts with more gratitude and appreciation. The transformation is not just about what you achieve, but about who you become. The outer world is simply the mirror of your inner state, and as you become more aligned, so will your reality. And that is the true beauty of this technique. It transforms you, not just your circumstances. Now, let's bring all of this together and talk about practical application. To truly integrate this technique into your life, make it the last thing you do before falling asleep each night. The moment you begin to drift off into the state akin to sleep is the most powerful moment to reprogram your subconscious. Make the mantra and the visualization the final thought before you fall asleep. This is where you lock it all in. It is not about staying awake, but consciously moving into that space, carrying the intention with you into the night. It is a simple yet powerful ritual. It is the bridge between your conscious and your subconscious minds. It is the key to activating a new path forward. And now, to take the next step and declare your commitment, I invite you to share it in the comments below. Publicly stating your intention is a powerful way to solidify your commitment and create a community of support and encouragement. It's not just a symbolic act. It's a conscious decision to step into your power and also a way to connect with others who are also walking this path. And as you write out your commitment, you're not just sharing your intention, you are also aligning yourself with the collective energy of all those who are also ready to transform. It is the beginning of something new, and that is how you step into your new reality. You are now in a position to take control of your internal state and your reality. You are no longer bound by circumstances, but rather empowered to shape your own destiny. You have the tools, the knowledge, and the inner wisdom to create a life of abundance, joy, and fulfillment. And as we move into the next part of this journey, we will explore how to recognize the signs and synchronicities that confirm your inner work. You are not at the mercy of the world, but are the master of your own destiny, and your journey has only just begun. So, let's bring this entire journey to a culminating point. Remember that the core of this technique isn't about actively seeking something out there, but rather allowing it to find you when you reach a certain state of deep need and receptivity. The technique doesn't create the transformation. It is a catalyst, a key that unlocks the door to an inner wisdom that has always been within you. It's not a random discovery, but a direct reflection of your internal state, a response to the genuine needs of your soul. It's as if the universe, like a finely tuned instrument, vibrates in harmony with your innermost desires, revealing the tools you need at the precise moment you need them. This isn't a system you have to understand. It's a principle of alignment that is always available. The steps you've taken preparing your mind, committing to the practice, and releasing the need for control, they all lead to this understanding, that the finding is an internal recognition, not an external intervention. And it's in that recognition that the transformation truly begins. This final piece of understanding must now be clear. The technique is not an external object to be obtained. It's an internal mirror reflecting your readiness. To truly understand this, let's look at how this technique applies across diverse needs. Imagine someone facing a severe health crisis, overwhelmed with fear and uncertainty. Then, through this technique, they find a sense of peace and inner strength that guides them towards healing. Or picture another person experiencing a painful heartbreak, and through the same practice, they discover a deeper connection with themselves and the ability to attract love into their life again. Or envision someone struggling with financial hardship, using this technique and finding a path towards abundance and security. The details differ greatly, but the underlying principle remains the same. The power of inner resonance and universal response transcends specific circumstances. It's the same key that fits different locks, the same song that resonates on various frequencies, all pointing to the core understanding that it's the internal state that dictates the external result. This shows the versatility of this approach. The need may be different, but the path is the same. The technique is universal because the principles of manifestation are universal, and this understanding is essential. This is the point of culmination. Now, let's resolve the initial mystery we started with, the question of the secret technique. The truth is the secret isn't in the technique itself, but in the state of awareness you must attain for the technique to reveal itself. It's the quiet understanding that true wisdom isn't something you learn from the outside, but something you access when your consciousness aligns with your authentic needs. It's not about perfectly executing the steps, it's about being in the right mental space. It's the difference between forcing a lock and gently turning the key that fits. It's understanding that true change is always an inside job, and the external technique is simply a tool to access your own inner knowing. This shift in perspective is critical. It's the final answer that the power isn't in the method, but in the mindset. It is the alignment that creates the conditions for the method to work. And with this, the initial mystery is now solved. You always had the power, you just needed to understand how to use it. This is the final reveal. This entire journey has been about shifting your perspective, moving away from an external focus towards an internal alignment. You now understand that chasing external solutions is temporary, that true power lies in your inner state. This isn't about escaping the world, but about engaging with it from a place of inner strength and peace. External circumstances are merely reflections of your internal state. True freedom is found when you become the master of your thoughts and feelings, instead of allowing them to dictate your life. This understanding, that you always had access to inner guidance, transforms your view of yourself and your reality. And with this transformation, the external world can now be seen for what it is. A mirror reflecting your inner truth. This means that you can now use your inner compass to guide your way forward. And with this new understanding, you become your own authority. Now, let's place this technique within the broader context of spiritual growth, recognizing that it is not just a method for manifestation, but a tool for self-discovery. This finding of the technique is a part of a larger process of self-awareness and personal evolution. It's like discovering a hidden well in a time of drought, always there, but only accessible when needed. This is a lifelong journey, not a one-time fix. The technique isn't the destination, but a path to deeper understanding, a way to connect to the endless source of wisdom within you. It is a method that supports you as you continue to evolve and grow. It is a continuous process of self-discovery and personal evolution, and this is how you step onto that path. This is the starting point, and the understanding that it is a journey, not a destination. And to further solidify this understanding, let's revisit the pattern of inner state mirrors, outer results. True transformation isn't a forced effort. It's a natural flow of energy when your inner and outer realities are aligned. You've always had the ability to influence your circumstances, and this technique is a path to becoming conscious of that power. When you are at peace within, you will see peace reflected in your world. When you are filled with joy, your world will also feel joyful. This is the fundamental principle at play. Inner alignment creates outer harmony. It's not about bending reality to your will, but aligning yourself with the natural flow of the universe. It is the understanding that you have always been the source of your reality, and that you can finally create your life with conscious intention. With this understanding, you are now ready to claim your own power. Now let's explore the implication of understanding that the technique isn't something external, but always within you, accessible only when you are honest about your deepest needs. You are not reaching for something outside yourself, but rather uncovering something already present. It's the power of self-awareness and vulnerability that triggers the availability of the technique. Acknowledging your vulnerabilities is not a weakness, it's the first step towards true strength. It is your genuine need that creates a powerful catalyst. It's similar to a plant reaching for the sun. It's an innate drive that pulls you towards what nourishes you. This is not about trying to be perfect, but embracing your humanness and your authentic needs. It is in that vulnerability that you become receptive to the support that is always available. And with this understanding, your vulnerabilities become a source of power. And so, to further clarify this, let's understand that this technique is a mirror reflecting your inner alignment rather than an external intervention. When you reach a place of inner honesty, the technique appears as a natural result of this alignment. You are not chasing it, you are recognizing it. It's as if you are seeing your reflection in a still pond, finally seeing the truth that has always been there. You are always being guided, and sometimes what you think you need comes to you not through conscious effort, but as a reflection of your inner necessity. This creates a profound sense of self-reliance and trust in the process. You are not at the mercy of circumstances, but rather empowered to co-create your reality with the universe. And with that, you begin to understand the power you hold and the guidance that is always available. This is the final piece of the puzzle. Now, let's bring all knowledge threads together. This entire process has been about accessing your inner guidance, understanding that you always have access to this inner wisdom, and that it's always available, but that you must enter a specific state of being to tap into it. It's a subtle and reliable compass, always pointing you in the right direction. The technique you've learned is simply a way to connect with that compass. It's not something external, it's the path to your own internal wisdom. You've learned that external solutions are temporary, but that the answers you seek are always within you. This is the key point. It's about connecting with your inner GPS, which always knows the way. And with this connection, you will always know your next step. To fully complete this understanding, let's revisit the pattern of the technique appearing when needed, and acknowledge that the finding is a mirror reflecting inner alignment. When your intentions are aligned, the right guidance will always find you, and the path you need will be revealed. The universe reflects your internal state, showing you how powerful your inner world really is. This is the culmination of all the patterns we've explored. They all point to the undeniable connection between your internal and external realities. And so you understand that true transformation is not a forced effort, but rather a journey of inner alignment. The technique will find you when you are ready to receive it, and when your intention is aligned. And so, to resolve all the initial questions, we must clearly state that the true power lies in the alignment of your intention, the release of control, and the quiet understanding that all you need comes to you when you are in need of it. The technique isn't the cause of your transformation, but a result of your alignment. True understanding is not something you learn, but a state of being. It's the difference between searching for answers and allowing answers to come to you. The initial question of how the technique works is not answered by a mechanical explanation, but by a revelation that the technique is a reflection of inner alignment. It's about allowing, not forcing. It is the understanding that you already possess all the answers, and now you know how to access them. This is the final piece of understanding you will need to move forward with confidence. Let's finally release the tension created by the initial mystery. The technique isn't mysterious or complex, but rather a simple and elegant representation of how the universe operates. It's not about mastering a difficult skill. It's about aligning with a natural process. This is a way of living, not a rigid method. The simplicity of the technique is the point, not a lack of complexity. It's not a secret code, but a universal principle in action. And with that, you can now finally see that it's not about searching for some magical method, but about recognizing the power you already hold. It is an elegant representation of how the universe operates. And with this, you can finally release the tension and step into your power with confidence. And now, instead of asking, how does the technique work? Let us ask a new question. How do I integrate this into my daily life? This opens the door to a deeper practice, moving from an understanding of the concept to the practical application of it in your life. It is an invitation to move from theory to practice. It is not just about knowing, but about embodying the knowledge. This shift in focus will allow you to integrate these principles into your life and your journey forward. This is the next step, and this step will take you to a new understanding of yourself. This technique isn't just applicable to personal issues. It's also relevant to global problems and the collective rise in consciousness. By changing your inner state, you are also contributing to the healing of the world. This understanding creates a sense of interconnectedness and purpose. Your personal transformation is also a contribution to the betterment of the whole. This is a collective journey. This understanding is the next step in your evolution, and you must use this power to make the world a better place. You are not only transforming yourself, but also transforming the world with every act of inner alignment. And as you continue your journey of self-discovery, share your personal experiences, your questions, and your insights in the comments section below. Let this space be a community of shared growth, where we can all learn and support each other. This isn't just about a single interaction, it's about creating a collective of those committed to personal transformation. Let the comments below be the space where this community grows. And with that, you are connected with all those who are also on this path. And finally, as we bring this journey to a close, remember that this is just the beginning. There are more advanced techniques and deeper insights to uncover through continued practice and commitment. This is not a final destination, but the beginning of a new chapter of your journey. Continue to explore, continue to grow, and know that the universe is always guiding you. Let this video be a starting point for deeper understanding and more advanced practice. The journey of self-discovery is a continuous one, with new doors opening as you move forward with awareness.